She's just a girl and she's on fire. Hotter than a fantasy. Lonely like a highway. She's living in a world and it's on fire. Filled with catastrophe. But she knows she can fly away. Oh, she got 4 feet on the ground. And she's burning it down. Oh, she got her head in the clouds. And she's not backing down. This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. She's walking on fire. This girl is on fire.
Welcome to the foundation of my color. You are in the studio with Lady Ray today. I am your host. Thank you for coming in today. We have a special segment on today, and with us we have Black Voters Matter, the group, Miss Lindsay and Miss Sharon. Welcome to the show, ladies. First of all, let me say this. The foundation of my color is where it is founded on God. I always like to say that because God is the one who gave me the vision for it. So that is the foundation of my color, which is God. And I want to say welcome to the show to both of you. I am so honored to have Black Voters Matter in the studio today. Thank you so much. How are you guys doing today?
Great. Thank you for inviting us to come in
It's a pleasure.
and spread that word out about voting and the importance of voting, and our vote matters and our voice matters, and that's what we're all about.
Right. Miss
And I'm
Sharon?
doing great. Thank you so much for inviting us again, and we're glad to spread the word to get out and vote.
Yes.
Yes.
Election day is November 8th. So we want to make sure everyone know, please get out and vote. Go exercise your right to vote. And I know we're going to have some hiccups in the voting due to some of the reapportion in St. Landry Parish, but we're going to get into that a little bit later at the end of the segment, just to remind people what they need to be mindful of when they go to vote, okay? So with that being said, welcome again, ladies, and I am so honored to have you guys. Ms. Lindsay, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Lindsay Duplashane Halley. I'm originally from Church Point, and I'm a retired Army First Sergeant. Did a lot of my thing is service. That's what I do, and I love serving our communities. Actually, we are honoring our ancestors, and that's the little group that we have in Church Point. My sister, my cousin Penny, my cousin Angie, and I got together, and we was like, we got to do something to help get this vote out. And that is how honoring our ancestors came about. And what we do is we're voter education registration. Okay. Our entire goal and vision is to increase the voting power of our Black community through registration, education, and awareness, especially in Acadia Parish.
Okay. Ms. Sharon?
So my name is Sharon Patterson, and I'm originally from Michigan, but I've been in Opelousas and the St. Landry Parish area for some time. I lived in Lawtell for many years, and now I'm in Opelousas and trying to assist our community the best way that I can. I've always worked in Lafayette, so I haven't really been involved in Opelousas politics per se until recently, but my goal is to continue and to try to help bring information and resources to our community members.
And I want to say this too, I forgot, Rachel. We have partnered, because this is a big deal, okay? We have partnered with Black Voters Matter.
Okay.
Black Voters Matter is a nationwide campaign. And Sharon is going to speak more on Black Voters Matter. And we have some exciting news coming up because we do have a bus tour that's coming through Acadiana. But I'm going to let Sharon first talk about the Black Voters Matter issue, vision and stuff. And then I'll chime in and talk about the bus tour.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so Black Voters Matter, as Lindsay mentioned, is a nationwide organization. It's really a big organization, and it's actually called the Black Voters Matter Fund because their goal is to fund local efforts to bring about change. As it says on their website, that their goal is to give us power so that we can take back our own power in our communities, be they rural or small or large. We can't keep giving our power away. There is power in the vote, even though we do have a history of people stealing our votes or people stealing elections. In general, voting does make a difference. And so the Black Voters Matter Fund, that's their goal, to empower communities to make changes, positive changes, and to not let things slip away. For example, in this voting session, judges and council people, sheriffs and police chiefs are all on the ballot, and these things affect us personally. Even much more so than, say, a presidential election, which everybody's excited about a presidential election, but it's these midterm elections
And the local elections.
and the local elections that really count. So, Black Voters Matter does have a Black the Vote bus that's going around the nation. So right now they're going to be in Louisiana, and they're going to make a tour. And their goal again is to get people out from the community and to encourage them to register to vote, which of course that's passed. But now we're in the get out the vote part of their campaign.
And just to piggyback on what Sharon said,
Okay.
And just for a little bit more clarification, Black Voters Matter is about voting 365 days a year. We want folks to understand and know that voting is not just on during the election season. We try to get people educated and excited about voting 365 days a year. Just like Sharon said, now, right now, if you have not registered to vote for the November 8th election, you won't be able to register, you won't be able to vote.
Right.
But you can still register to vote. Register to vote any and every time. All right? It's just that if you had not registered by the 18th was the online deadline, the 11th was the in-person and paper deadline.
Right.
You won't be able to vote on the upcoming election on November 8th. However, you will be able to vote anyway because that's the goal of Black Voters Matter and us. We want everybody get excited about voting. Get excited about knowing that, okay, wait a minute, our vote is being suppressed. This is how our vote is being suppressed. Okay, and we're going to talk about that some more in a minute. But I want to tell you about this tour now. Okay.
Can I just add one other thing? I left out the fact that Black Voters Matter as a national organization has partners in various areas in the country. So Lindsay is partnering with them through her Church Point area. We're partnering with them in St. Landry Parish. Lafayette is partnering with them. New Iberia. They go around the state. So in each one of those areas, the partners get out and are supported by Black Voters Matter Fund to support whatever our efforts are, whatever our initiatives are. And especially Lindsay, I know, has had a lot of initiatives through the year, getting people registered, just getting them excited. And Black Voters Matter supports us locally. And
I am actually the coordinator for Acadia Parish. Okay, and we have partners in Acadia Parish. As a matter of fact, Pastor John Jordan is the partner for RAIN. Okay. We have some partners in Crowley that we're still working with, but they have not officially partnered with Black Voters Matter, but they are in partnership with Black Voters Matter. So let's talk about this little bus tour right quick. Okay, it's not going to be a little bus tour. It's going to be a big bus tour, and we are so excited. The 27th of October, which is next Thursday, is the tour. And the bus is going to be leaving and coming to Lake Charles. I'm coming from Lake Charles, and we're going to go to Rain. And we're going to be in Rain at the Frog Festival Pavilion building. We're going to be in Rain from 10 to 12, okay? So the goal is to get people out there. It's like a little pep rally deal. Come out there. We're going to have food. We're going to have music. We're going to have drinks. Not no liquor. And we're going to, actually, it's in the middle of early voting. And talk about early voting, honoring our ancestors will have free rides to the polls. That's going to cover Acadia Parish. All right, and we're going to put that information up in a few as well. So then, after we leave Rain, we're going to take a little tour, and we're going to Church Point. All right, and we're going to do what is called a community tour of Church Point, where the bus is going to go in. We have our Black Voter Matters swag here. You can see it right here. Can we see it?
Yeah, pick it up.
Okay, we're going to be giving out buttons and face masks and T-shirts. Okay, and we also have fans and just to help spark that good thing so we can get people excited. All right, then we're gonna drive through Church Point and visit with a few people, talk to a few people. Then we're gonna go on our way, and then we're going to Opelousas. And when we get to Opelousas, we're gonna be at the farmers market, and we're gonna be there from 12
to 3.
To 3. Okay, same thing. We're gonna be doing our, cheering things on, pep rallying. You come down, gonna have food, drink. We're gonna be able to meet with candidates, and et cetera, et cetera. Then we're gonna leave Opelousas and take a little tour around Sunset and Grand Couture. All right, same like it's happening in Church Point, gonna happen in Sunset and Grand Couture. Then we're gonna leave Sunset and Grand Couture, and we're gonna end the tour in Lafayette. And at Lafayette, we're gonna be at El Cido's. All right. And that's on Martin Luther King. And I want to show y'all something right quick, just so I'm trying to pull it up. But we're going to be at El Cido's, and then that's going to be the end of our tour. They're going to spend the night in Lafayette, and then they'll wake up in the morning and go on to Mississippi or their other stop. So we were so very excited about this. Black Voters Matter, and everyone else, all of us, the rural communities or the communities that have been the forgotten communities. You want our vote, but you don't want to come and visit with us. And the rural communities are feeling like, and we know that, people are feeling like they don't have a voice. But we are your voice, and we're here, and we are excited. And guess what? We are going to get this vote out. We're nonpartisan. We just want to remind you that your vote counts. Your vote is your voice. And if you don't vote, there really is no room for complaint.
I totally agree. If you don't get out there and exercise your right to vote, you have no reason to complain whatsoever. You can't say, oh, they're going to do what they want to do anyway. You hear that all the time. But we need you guys to go out and vote. Exercise your right to vote. That's what your forefathers fought for you to be able to vote.
That's why we are honoring our ancestors.
Honor our ancestors. That's correct. That's correct. So, Ms. Lindsay, what else do you guys have going on besides, because honoring our ancestors, is partnered with Black Voters Matter. So tell us, what else do you guys do?
We have a lot of stuff going on. Folks who know me know how I am. I will register you to vote in the store. I will register you to vote in the barbershop. We had an initiative, and we still have this initiative. It's called Get Out the Vote Party, because we want to reach people where they are.
Right.
And we had a wonderful Get Out the Vote party at one of the new restaurants in Church Point called Evelyn's Wings. Excellent turnout. And we want folks to know that let's be cognizant of what's going on here. If you are formerly incarcerated, yes, you can vote. You can register to vote, and we can do that for you. Right, Sharon?
Right.
And not only can you register to vote, right? Even if you are I'm gonna just say it like this: if you're in jail and you have not been given a sentence, you could vote. Not only can you register to vote, you can vote. Okay.
Well,
Yes.
you know they don't know that.
That's why we telling them this.
So explain to them why they can vote, because I think they're having the misconception that because they are in a trial phase or whatever, they're not eligible to vote because of that. So let them know their rights and let them know why they're eligible to vote.
Okay, but I tell you, the state of Louisiana has passed several laws. I don't want to misquote the law, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell you this about the law. Okay, we have a wonderful partner. His name is Reverend Johnson. He was formerly incarcerated. All right, he spent 20 years in Angola. And this man is an expert on this subject matter. Actually, he came to Church Point and was at our Get Out the Vote party at Evelyn's Wings. And what it is as long as you are not, I'm going to use the phrase on paper, okay, 5 years, the time frame is going to end again, it's going to get shorter and shorter, but right now, you hadn't been on paper 5 years, you clean, you can register to vote.
And what she means by on paper, for those that don't know, she means probation.
That's correct. I use that word because that's the people who understand what's going on. Probation or parole. All right. That law, and I can't get it out of my head right now, and I don't want to give the wrong law number, the wrong number, but that law and our legislative work diligently. And folks would vote, they work diligently. Consuela Gaines and her people, they work diligently to get this taken care of. So, yes, young men and women, now it has to be a felony now. Just because you got a speeding ticket or whatever, that's not, no. We talk about felony, and if you're a former incarcerated felon. So don't let anybody tell you that you can't vote because you can't.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Can I just add, you mentioned VOTE, that organization, and that would be the organization that you might want to get in touch with, vote.org, which stands for Voice of the Experienced. I just had the opportunity to go to one of their meetings last night. It's a very big organization, and their goal is for formerly incarcerated people to take back their rights, because for so long, those who had been incarcerated became a non-citizen. Really, they did not have the rights of citizenship, and the law has changed. So please, if you are a formerly incarcerated person, please find out if you are eligible to vote. And again, as Lindsay said, you can't register now for this election, but plan for the future and get registered and make sure that your vote will count too. So vote.org, you can go to. They have offices, they mentioned, in 3 places here in Louisiana. They do all kinds of big things, and their goal is to help you as a formerly incarcerated person to take back your rights, and one of those rights is the opportunity to vote.
Okay. Let's talk about this free ride to vote.
Oh, okay. Sharon, what is St. Landry Parish doing?
St. Landry Parish, as far as I know, does not have the rides yet, but we are working on doing the rides. So this is for Church Point. Acadia Parish. But in St. Landry Parish, our rally, as she mentioned, that starts at 12 at the Farmers Market, which is very centrally located right at the beginning of 190 and 10. There's the Farmers Market. And our plan is to have, just like Lindsay said, and I'm just reiterating, food, music, information, people speaking. You get to mill around maybe and meet some of the candidates, and we're hoping they'll all show up. You're invited to come. We're not having you do any stump speeches, but people can talk to you and visit with you and get encouraged and excited about voting. And I want to also mention, as I talked to some of the Black Voters Matter people this morning, they said share my own experience. And so a few years ago, we had the bus in Opelousas, it's just we have to keep pushing because some people didn't know about it.
Yes.
But that big, huge bus that has all these pictures of civil rights leaders. And it's so encouraging to see our ancestors and current people on that bus who have fought for our right to vote. And so that bus goes through the neighborhoods, and we went through some of the local neighborhoods. We didn't pick just the rich areas or just the poor areas. We just went everywhere we could, and we took out flyers that encouraged people to vote. And so that's what that bus does. And draws attention. That's what it's for, to draw attention. And then for you to come and say, hey, what is this about? And then we get to encourage you to vote, and not only to vote, but please do your homework. Because in Opelousas, there are so many elections coming up.
Yes.
Mayor, councilman, police chief. So vote as if your life depends on it, because one woman said to us at a meeting recently, she said, because it does.
It does.
Many of the decisions that these judges are making affect us, or they affect our children or our grandchildren, our nephews, our neighbors. So it's not about, oh, well, I don't get in trouble. It's about your community, because we're all community. So these races do matter. So please, get yourself educated. There's information online. We're going to give you information at that farmers market in Opelousas. We're going to be there to make sure that everybody knows the issues that we're facing in Opelousas.
And you see, in Acadia Parish, we are going. Actually, we've partnered with the Council on Aging, and what we're doing is we are bringing people to the polls. If you need a ride to the poll. We have 2 numbers available, the Church Point, Rainier area, and then we have the Crowley, Esterwood, Iota. We have 2 separate numbers. We're asking that people call us at least 48 hours in advance, because we want to maximize how we're going to get there. Because if we're coming from Church Point, we want to grab everybody from Church Point. Okay, when we're coming from Crowley, we want to grab those folks from Crowley. And we want to make sure that we get everybody together. Now, I want y'all to understand this now. We are nonpartisan. We're not going to tell you who to vote for. We're going to encourage you to vote. We're going to encourage you to do your homework. We're going to encourage you to know and understand that your vote counts. And we're going to take you to the polls. And we're going to bring you back. Okay? But we're not going to, we're not saying anything about, oh, vote for this one and vote for that one. We're encouraging you to go out to vote, and you vote for the person who you see fit that goes along with the things that you believe in. But the thing is to get out and vote. Now, I want to say this, Rachel.
Okay.
You know, when you get to doing stats, and you get to looking at these numbers, and you get to seeing how many people are out there to vote, I'm going to just say, in Acadia Parish, there are 39,000 voters. All right? When I was looking at that, because, you know, I look at it all the time, so, and sometimes it sticks in your head, and you be like, how is this really going on? Because of those, believe it or not, you know, and I'm going to just pull this out because I want to say it, only 40-something% of the people go out to vote.
Out of 39,000?
Okay. We have 39,170 registered voters in Acadia Parish. And like I said, you do stats, you see the number of white voters, 31,519. The number of black voters, 6,875. The number of other voters, 776 for a total of, and then they break it down to Democrats, break it down to the race, everything. And of all these folks, guess what? Less than 50% of people go out to vote. What is this apathy all about? Why are people not going out to vote? I'm not going to sit up here and say, oh, our ancestors did this and that. We already know what happened to our poor ancestors. You know, our ancestors went through the mill. They were killed. They were spat on. They were beaten. Miss Hattie Mae, right there in Mississippi, Miss Hattie Mae burnt the woman's house down. Simple woman. Because the woman wanted to register to vote. And this is not the way that we repay our ancestors.
By not voting.
Correct.
But Miss Sharon?
Yeah, well, to piggyback on what Lindsay said, that this idea of being prevented from voting, a lot of people don't realize that the Opelousas had a massacre back in the day after Reconstruction, in which the black people who wanted to change their party and vote for their candidate were hunted down like animals, hung from trees, thrown in bayous. I mean, this is ongoing, but right here in Opelousas, that did happen. So our direct ancestors died in many cases. So many cases that they
Yes.
don't know the number.
That's
They don't know
correct.
the number of people who died. And of course, now we do have remembrances of this occasion, but a lot of us in Opelousas don't know about it. And my mother, who was born and raised in Opelousas, never heard about it because, as we know, our history is not going to be taught in the schools.
Yes.
We have to learn it, and we have to act on it. So the idea is not to just learn the history, but to then do something about it. And so please take this honestly and seriously, that you do have the right to vote. And because what you mentioned about this 50% voting, that means your vote does matter. It really can change things. And there's such a little turnout in some races that one vote does make a difference. So again, please make the effort, get involved. Just do it. Just go out there and vote, and make sure that you know who and what you're voting for.
And I'm going to say this. We're so happy that you've given us this, you've invited us over here, because Rachel says something that is very important, y'all, and she talked about we need to jump on this voter suppression. Do you know how your vote is being suppressed? I'm going to tell you how your vote is being suppressed, okay? Something very minute as, guess what? Closing down precincts, combining precincts, okay? In Acadia Parish alone, and especially in Rain, and Crowley too, but Rain had got hit the hardest. Church Point did as well, okay? But just that small thing might seem small to you,
Right.
but guess what it's doing?
Heard it.
It's suppressing the vote.
That's right.
Guess what else is suppressing the vote? We're not going to get into this too much because it's really a different topic. Gerrymandering. Okay? Guess what?
Explain to them what
No,
that
I'm going to
is.
let you do it. Okay? But let you do it.
No, I want you to do
Oh,
it.
okay. No, okay. I don't want to go too deep in.
No, I want you to do it.
What they're doing, what is being done is our districts are being shortened, or they're being what's the word I want to use?
Redrawn.
Redrawn. The map. Look, I'm drawing the map.
Right.
They're being redrawn to take out majority, minority, black districts. Okay, y'all heard that, right?
And if I could just add, if you look on a calendar, if you get a chance to, not a calendar,
A
to look
map.
at a map, and you see these districts that go like this, that's gerrymandering. That is an effort for certain people who want to suppress your vote, making sure that your vote doesn't count as much. So
And-
it doesn't make sense. Why can't they just draw the lines like this?
And
But
guess
they
where it's
don't.
at in Church Point? District 1 and District 2. I'm sure is abundant in Opelousas. The reason why I'm saying is in District 1 and District 2, because if you go in, that's how the lines are driven. And then one side of the street is on District 1, is in
Right.
District 1, and the other side of the street is in District 2. That's gerrymandering, okay?
And I know also that after talking with Rachel, she's done a lot of research and educating people on this issue of voter suppression. So we'll hand that to you.
So what happened was, what brought it to my attention was when I went to my parents' house and I looked at how many cards were sent. How many cards were sent to the home for them to vote? First of all, my parents are 80 years old, 80 and 81. So it's enough. They're going to go vote, but I have to take them vote and everything, right? So, and then I have a handicapped brother now, which is 45 years old. And so he's in a home with my parents. And so they all got these cards First, they voted at South Street Elementary, which they had been voting there for maybe 20 years since they've been in the home. Then, just recently, a card came in for them to vote at Williams Funeral Home. Another card came in for them to vote at Maca. Miss Patterson lives in the same district as my parents. So I told her, I said, something's going on here. I said, so if they're sending all these cards, they won't know where to vote. If it was my parents, they wouldn't know where to vote. Luckily, I'm there to assist, but they wouldn't know. But what I did was put them all on mail-in ballots. But they wouldn't know where to vote. The people that lived in that district, they won't. I promise you, half of them won't even know those cards came in. They won't know what to do. That's why I am encourage them to early vote. That way you will not have a problem on election day, and you will not be deterred or discouraged of not voting at all.
Now, let me give you a little something. Y'all ready for this? You heard what Rachel just said, right? The Go Vote app. Download that Go Vote app. That Go Vote app has everything about you as a voter. Now, why aren't we downloading that Go Vote app? Why aren't we using those tools that the Secretary of State has made available to us? Apathy. And we're not going to talk about our older generation, because, you know, we have to take care of our folks. We do. We have to take care of our folks. We have to take care of people, but we also have to, come on, y'all, we have to take responsibility ourselves for things.
Right.
Okay, now, you heard what she said about all those cards and changing you? That's the problem right there. That's the suppression. Because 99% of the time, I hate to say this, they know nobody ain't looking at it.
Oh,
they know you're not looking at it.
Hold on. So let's clarify, who is they? Because I don't want
Who
them,
are they?
Yeah,
Who are they?
Who are they?
Who are
Because
they?
I don't want them to think that they are the voter registrar office.
No, they're not.
They're
No.
not.
Okay, who are they? Okay, and you know what? I'm glad you said it, because I don't like that they either.
Yeah.
But in this context, they work, because it's the politicians. Okay. And if you want to get a little bit more, a little deeper and deeper and deeper, I don't have to tell you about nothing. You don't have to watch none of those news channels. Just listen to what what's his name, John Kennedy, what he put on his commercial. If next time you need a cop, go get a what? This is how much this is how much he cares about us. This is the man that has your voice in the state of Louisiana. Okay? This is the man who is causing and voting for all of this stuff. This is the man who is not voting for what we want him to vote for. Clay Higgins as well. Let's be honest here. Okay? Clay is our voice. John Kennedy is our voice. You know why they're our voice? Because somebody didn't go out to vote. That's why. So that's what they are. All right? But these laws are trickled down, correct? And the voter registration office, they have to do their jobs. All right? They have to do their jobs. But use those tools that are available. Okay? And I'm going to just say one more thing. In Acadia Parish, we had 695 people on the what list? The inactive list. Why is it inactive? Why were they on the inactive list?
They didn't vote.
No, that's not the reason why.
Why?
The reason why you are on the inactive list is because you were sent a card from the voter registration office. That card came back, returned to sender. So that means that address that you have, the voter registration office sent that same card to tell you where you got to vote at. Actually, it's your voter registration card. And it's to tell you where to vote at. That very same card came back to them. All right? Are they going to go the extra mile? Some of them will, some of them won't. But guess what they do? They turn that information. Okay, I know. Here we go. Guess what? What the voter register, the people in the voter register office do? The information is turned over to the state of Louisiana. There is no real big effort to get in touch with anyone. and then you're going on an inactive list. Now, when it's time for you to go to vote, and you go over there, they're gonna pick you up. That the commissioner in charge is gonna say, "Ma'am, sir, you can vote, but I need you to sign to fill out this paperwork. We're gonna have this. We need this form of identification, and then we could go ahead and let you vote. But that's not the end of it, because that vote is not counted yet, right, Sharon? Mm-hmm. That vote is not counted yet. Guess when that vote get counted? After all the machines have been turned in, after all the votes are counted, then that vote gets counted.
So that is, if I can just add, voter
That's
purging, and that was a big issue a few months ago when we could get people registered. But the point is that when you show up to vote, you're given all kind of hassle because you've been purged, and it's not because you didn't vote or anything. It's still another way to suppress people. And so we're encouraging you to please do whatever you can. And the thing is, if you go out on election day, November 8th, be determined to vote. Because sometimes it's not a simple thing. Like she mentioned, Rachel mentioned, I used to be able to walk to the place where I vote.
Not anymore.
And then I got sent a card, and it was down the street at Maca, which was not as short a walk. And now I'm hearing from her that I may have missed another card. So
you missed it.
So when I go to vote at Maca, if they turn me away, I've got to be determined to go wherever it is and
That's
vote.
correct.
But I have that opportunity. Our elderly voters don't have that. They don't necessarily have the means to go here, there, and everywhere. And
that's why we're offering those rides to vote. That is why we're offering rides to the polls.
Right.
We're gonna.
But not only that, that's going to discourage people.
Discouraged. And
What's going to
but
happen
we're not
is,
gonna let it.
well,
That's our goal, not to let it.
well, this is the thing. If that's the case, then we need a black voter matters representative at every poll.
We can't do that.
Well, I know we can't, but this is what I'm saying. Because of the fact, when that voter goes into the poll to vote, and they say, "Oh, you're not here. You need to call and see where you go." Oh man, I'm not calling.
But that's not what happens. That's not the procedure. That was going to happen. I just want to clarify two things.
Go ahead.
All right. Black Voter Matter is a nonpartisan. We're nonpartisan. Our job is to get out the vote, get people encouraged to vote. What you're talking about are called super poll watchers and poll watchers.
No. I understand. I'm just giving you an example.
Yeah, but I just want to make that clear.
Okay.
Black Voters Matter is a nonpartisan. We're 501(c). That's not what we do. Okay, that's for people like me and you in organization. You're right. That's for people. But people, she made a good point. People need to go out there and become poll watchers.
And not only that,
Okay.
they need to be poll watchers if they're adamant about making change.
Correct. And we need change agents, and we have people that's not change agents. We
right.
have people who just want to talk and with all due respect, because complain and not be problem solvers. We have to take care of ourselves, y'all. We do, but because we have so many roadblocks put in our way. I just want to say something about what Sharon just said, because just to make sure that everybody understands and know. All right. Inactive voter list and a purge list are two different lists.
Right.
All right. That purge list, how you get purged off the list. This is how you get purged off the list. Don't vote in two major elections.
Right.
You completely off the list. You're not even on the inactive list. You off.
Okay.
That means that you cannot vote and you have to re-register to vote. Okay? That's what that purging is all about. And guess what the state of Louisiana was doing, especially in 2020? That's one of the reasons why Lindsey got into this. Wait a minute. They're purging these rules. And guess what they're doing? It's hidden. It's in the newspaper. How many people read the newspaper?
Not many.
But if you don't go read that newspaper, you're not going to know that that you were purged. I'm just saying there are so many small things that are being done because people are not paying attention. People are, again, with all due respect, People are too busy blaming other folks as opposed to taking accountability for actions. We as a people, as a black people, we are, what we're doing is we're saying, oh well, they gonna do what they want to do anyway, so therefore I'm not gonna do this and that. Well, guess what? If you don't vote, you can't talk. All right, you can, but please don't put out erroneous information. Everything is available for us, and with our elderly, and we have people, whoever. That's why we're providing free rides to the poll, y'all. Free.
Well, I think all the candidates that's running are providing rides to the poll,
And they could do that.
as well. So it's not a matter of not being able to get to the polls. It's a matter of just going. Please be willing to go to the polls.
That's correct.
Just go and exercise your right to vote is what I'm saying.
And if you went to the poll and that's where you were supposed to vote and you didn't vote, you're no longer voting over there, okay? I would recommend that you pull out the Go Vote app and go on the Secretary of State so you could know exactly where you're going. But if you don't have that opportunity to do that, and you get over there and they'd be like, oh, well, Miss Lindsay, you don't vote over here. Okay, thank you. Where do I vote? Okay, thank you. And I'm going to vote at the precinct where I'm supposed to be voting.
I just wanted to add, because Black Voters Matter, which the acronym, of course, is BVM, right? And then we also talk about GoTV, which stands for Go Out, Get Out the Vote.
Get out the vote.
Okay? So Black Voters Matter put out a statement, so we don't have to say it.
Thank you.
They say, at this moment, we are seeing a rise in white supremacy, political division, and the weaponizing of race. And their goal is to make sure that we stand firm and that we, in our birthright, it says we deserve a strong and inclusive democracy, and we won't back down. And their campaign is called "We Won't Black Down."
Our campaign.
Our campaign is called "We Won't Black Down." So it's right here on their webpage. We don't have to say it, but it is clear the climate we're living in today. And it's ever so much more important that we get out there and take back our birthright.
And if you
whatever way they're trying to suppress the vote, we can overcome it.
And we have to. We have to. We have to. We have to be more. We have to be cognizant of what's going on around us. We have to be careful that we don't put out erroneous information. We have to do our due diligence. Okay. And make sure that our youth, the young vote counts. 18-year-old, I'm going to tell you, can I say a little story? Okay, so this young man, I kept after him because he graduated this year. I said, when you gonna get registered to vote? Oh, Miss Lindsay, I'm gonna do it. I said, well, we having to get out the vote party at Evelyn's Wings on Saturday. So he said, okay, I'm gonna be there. So he didn't make it. So I think a couple of days later, I was by my daughter's house, and his grandmother is my cousin and my good friend. So I said, hey, boy. I said, I didn't see you Saturday. He said, oh, I didn't make it. When can I register to vote? Now, I'm in the front of my daughter's house, in the front of his grandmother's house, right? I'm sitting in my car. So I turned to my daughter. I said, well, Mia said, Mom, she said, I'm not ready. I said, okay, fine. Come on. I opened my car door. I pulled out my phone to put us on it. I'm going to tell y'all, he's a wonderful young man. Okay, he started laughing. I said, do you have this? You know your Social Security number by heart? Yes, ma'am. Do you have this? Yes, ma'am. This is Go Vote at right here. Yes, ma'am. I said, okay. Open my car door. Guess what I did? Registered him to vote right then and there. Okay, I have a wonderful picture of it. I think I still have it on my phone. But, and I'm like, how long did that take, Pop? Less than 5 minutes. Yes, so go out and tell your boys. Okay? Go let them know. All right? And it does. It takes less than 5 minutes, y'all. This app has so much good stuff on it, on the real. You would be surprised all the information that's out there. All we have to do is just access it. That's all we have to do.
And also I want to add that idea that you both had mentioned about talking to people and letting them know. A few years ago, I was riding with my cousin, and we talked about her boyfriend. I said, "Did he go vote?" And she said, "I don't know." And we went to see him, and he hadn't voted. And we said, "We'll give you a ride right now." And he said, "Okay." And he jumped in the car and he went to vote. So the thing is that if you mention it to people, you'd be surprised. It's not that all people are necessarily against voting, but they just don't take the time or they don't think it's important. So we mentioned it to everybody we saw that day.
Yes.
And we're able to bring some people to the polls because every vote counts.
Every vote
And we
does.
have to talk about it, y'all. We do. We have to, it's incumbent upon us to do so. It really is. It's incumbent upon us to do so. We need to speak to our young folks. We need to speak to our elders. We need to speak to everyone. Hey, and it doesn't have to be a contentious
Right.
conversation.
Right.
Right.
Because in all actuality, we should all respect each other's opinions. I'm not mad at you because you don't have the same thought patterns I have when it comes to voting. I'm not mad at you because you have because you want to vote for this person or that person. That's not the point. The point is that you have good debates that are going to get people to the poll.
Right.
That's the bottom line.
Right.
Get folks registered to vote and get people to the poll. That's the bottom line. Just exercise your right to vote, y'all. That's it. We cannot and we will not. I know that Sharon feels the same way as I do. I know that Rachel feels the same thing that I do. We will not communicate this stuff to people. We will not let you guys know what's going on. We will do everything that we can to make sure that you have some information, the right information, and that you're going to exercise your right to vote.
Exercise your right to vote. That's the most important. This is the reason for today's show. We wanted to bring to you Black Voters Matters to let you know how important it is for you to go out and vote. It's so important for you to exercise your right to vote. We don't want you to get discouraged with the voter suppression. We don't want you to get discouraged with anything, with if you're a convicted felon. We don't want you to be discouraged at all. All we want you to do is to exercise your right to vote. And I'm going to piggyback off of Ms. Sharon because I had been talking about on a previous show Opelousas Massacre and how the Opelousas Massacre went back to voting rights. That's what it was all about. Our citizens in Opelousas, go out and vote. Please vote. Vote. It's so important.
If I can piggyback on what you said when you were saying don't get discouraged about this or that, don't get discouraged about not having a ride because in some areas, and actually in all areas, there's somebody who will be willing to drive you. And by November 8th, certainly in St. Landry Parish and Opelousas, we will have set up a ride for people. So don't get discouraged by that either.
And on our ancestors, we're doing free rides to the polls, early voting October the 25th to November 1st. Okay? Election Day Tuesday, November 8th. The phone numbers are available. Like I said earlier, you're going to call this number, 337-788-4100 for Crowley, Esterwood, Iota, and the surrounding areas. And then you could call 337-501-0565 for the Church Point, Rain Branch, and Mere area. And look what I wrote. Look what we have down there. Don't miss your chance to vote because you don't have a ride to the polls.
Yes, and also I also want to add that this is a lot of organizations. Black Voters Matter is the one that we're representing today. But as Lindsay mentioned, she's with her honoring our ancestors, and Rachel has an organization which is.
I have two nonprofits.
Okay.
Actually, the Foundation of My Color is my new baby, but I also have one is Justice for Life. It's for kids. So what we do is we haven't been meeting since COVID, and some of my kids are kind of grown a little bit now. So we're gonna kick back that up in the next year, and get back with the kids and everything. And so, but the Foundation of My Color definitely wants to partner with Black Voter Matters to make sure that we are pushing the initiative out there for them to go out and vote. Don't get
Right.
discouraged.
And I also wanted to mention the NAACP, which I know
is also
provides rides
Yes.
in Lafayette for sure, and probably in Opelousas too. We'll make sure of that. But there are many organizations out there that want to help us
Yes.
be a viable part of our community.
Right.
And remember partnerships. That's what
Right.
we're all about.
Right.
Okay, honoring our ancestors, partners with Black Voters Matter. Okay, the NAACP partners with Black Voters Matter. Black Voters Matter is, and I'm a state manager. Her name is Omari Hussein. Wonderful young lady. She is very, very committed and passionate. And our regional coordinator is
Keturah.
Ms. Keturah, and she's out of Baton Rouge.
Laura Butler Reed.
Keturah Butler Reed, and I'm going to just show y'all this. We had our first convening, and did we ever have a wonderful time? Because we're all over the state, we're all over the nation, but I'm talking about all over the state. Collaborating, and Black Voters Matter wants more people to come in because they can help with grants. But you know, they like to say, and I like to say it too. Nobody's bean counting, but when you're gonna be out there, you're gonna have to be out there. And like Sharon said, honoring our ancestors, we're out there because honoring our ancestors' main thing is to get out the vote. That's what we do.
And
educate.
Black Voters Matter says, they specifically say that they are getting out to engage with Black voters, policymakers, faith-based leaders, Black influencers, and HBCU students. So you're absolutely right. It is about a partnership. It is about the fact that none of us have to work by ourselves.
Yes.
We have support from many various organizations. The Black Voters Matter wants to get there and be underneath all of them and help them do what they're set out to do. And also they mentioned that they're not just about voting anymore. They're also about social change.
That's correct.
And social issues. So this is a great organization. I want to say personally that I've enjoyed my partnership with Black Voters Matter. They teach you a lot of things.
They do.
They help you be a better speaker. So it's great. And I also want to say that vote meeting I went to yesterday, if I can just say, vote yes on number 7.
7, yes.
Correct.
Please
Yes.
vote yes.
Okay.
Don't let
I
people
was going to
confuse
ask you about
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
did you guys take on that? So since you brought it up, I'm going to give you the floor for it.
Okay, well, the number 7 initiative is to take the word
amendment.
slavery amendment. Okay, to take the word, I used the wrong word, amendment. To take the word slavery out of our laws. Do you realize that slavery was outlawed, and everybody says that there's no more slavery, but there is slavery with the exception of people who are incarcerated. They are considered chattel, and they are considered, and if you're not aware of what that means, they're considered workers who don't have to get paid or get paid very little. I mean, yesterday they told us the average was 20 cents an hour, and
Used to be
yet
10.
and yet if you're in prison, you have to pay for new underwear. You have to pay for your little gum
Toiletries.
or
You
your
got
little
2 minutes
cigarettes
left.
or your toiletries, mouthwash, soaps. It's crazy. And so they take advantage of the prisoners and pay them very little, and so you're always in debt, and you're being forced to work under obscene circumstances. They showed us pictures, they showed us the movie Slave State. It's an excellent documentary. It's 20 minutes long. It will teach you so much, teach all of us about what is going on. And the fact is that many of us say, well, a person committed a crime, they deserve this and that. They committed, if they committed the crime, they're paying the price by being in jail. They are not, added slavery is not part of that price.
Right.
So people are really being mistreated according to the law. So amendment number 7, it aims
yes.
to abolish this practice. And many people have said this amendment doesn't go far enough. It doesn't do this. It doesn't do that. The fact is, like the young man Laramie said to us yesterday, you have to start somewhere.
Okay, Miss.
And we may not be getting it all done, but we are going to get it done.
I'm sorry to cut you off. We have like 20 seconds left.
Okay.
So I just want to thank you guys for coming upon
Thank you.
the foundation of My Color. Thank you so much. I look forward to partnering with you guys and us moving forward with this. Get the vote out, and Black Vote Matters. Thank you for tuning in to the foundation of My Color with with Lady Ray, Rachel Holly, favorite Babineau. Keep God first in all you do. Thank you, Miss Lindsay, and thank you, Miss Sharon.
Thank y'all.
Thank you for
Y'all
Y'all
have
go
a
out and
blessed
vote.
day.
Go out and vote.
Go out and vote.
This was great.